because it's possible, right? Like maybe, I don't know, comment in the chat if you are maybe first time here, you're newer on the team. I see a lot of familiar names, a lot of familiar faces, but we never, no video for you. You are, that's good, that's okay. I mean, come as you are. I actually showered like, I don't know, an hour ago, maybe 2 hours ago, and I just put lipstick because it's here, but trust me, hot mess express all the time. But it's okay, that's the beauty of this. We don't need to go on fancy meetings. We get to meet here from wherever you are. Some of you are driving, some of you are multitasking, doing all the things. Listen, I think if you can, sitting down, focus, taking notes is best. Sometimes we trust our head, our brain too much. And when we think about it later on, we forget everything. And then basically, it was a waste of time. But it's up to you. I think there's some saying about just trusting your pen instead of your memory, but it's up to you. I really appreciate that you guys are here. You can always watch the recording. And let me see. Oh, okay, I see Amy. I see. Okay, I'm starting to see some of our panelists hopping on. Not everybody it's gonna be able to make it. Oh, I see Dana. Oh, cool. Okay, I just need to like really make sure I know who's on here. But we not all of them can make it. Obviously, this is crazy time at some of your homes and all of that. So it's okay. We do have the majority of them here. And just know that these gals are top of the top. And when I say that it's not just their work ethics, but just how generous and how unselfish they are about sharing with other people. Like, I know, I'm not saying go message them, but I'm saying I know the feedback that I've received many times is when people reach out to them, they're super helpful. So I just want to share with you guys this, because sometimes we see people that are like at the top or like, wow, and we think like, oh, they are like this surreal people. Like I'm not saying that you guys are not special, the top sellers, but I'm saying they're normal people. Like if you have big goals, you can make them happen. And these meetings and this connecting with the team allows us to see that we are just like everybody else. So if you are newer here, if you're newer to the industry, if you're newer to direct sales, I want you to also not just look at, okay, how can I sell better, but look at how you are enough. Okay, we have this topic because many of you want to sell more. Many of us want to get on that Riviera Maya trip, or we want to make a certain amount of income, or we want to have more parties, we want to recruit more, we want to do all these things. It all starts with belief. We can give you, they're going to give us training, they're going to give us some tips, they're going to give us some ideas, but at the end of the day, none of it will work if you don't believe that you are enough, that you can. So I'm super excited that you guys are all here. I'm very grateful for all of you guys. I see Amy, Michael, Sierra, Allison, Dana. Am I missing anybody? Amy, I know Amy's hopping on. Crystal had a little issue, but oh, I see you, Amy. Hi. Yeah, hi. Okay, so I will not talk anymore. You guys have heard me speak before all the time, whatever. Let's get started with our panel. I have Sierra first, then I see Dana, and then Allison, then Amy, and then we'll move on to all the other of you guys. So same questions for some of you, and then we'll go into more of the questions that the team was asking for you guys and the tips. But first question would be, Sierra, what how did you find Zaya? So was it a party? Was it random? Did you Google, Instagram, whatever? How did you find Zaya? And what are tips that you have, 2 to 3, for somebody who wants to sell more? Somebody who wants to, okay, how do I get more product on people's hands? What are you doing?
Okay, so first off, let me lead with, can everyone hear? Am I good? Yeah. Okay. So I joined about 2.5 years ago. So I've been here for a while. I actually, a friend in town was having a party with a girl from Florida, Kaylin Chubb. And I didn't know Kaylin at all. I've still never met her. And I went to the party. I'm the type of person that when I go to parties, I go all in. I buy like everything because that's just me. So I, of course, got an entire outfit. And I've been a runner since high school. So, I mean, and this is my story I tell to my party goers on like day one. So I always tell them like how I found Zaya. So anyways, I got the outfit, went for a run, came back, and I was like, yeah, I'm enrolling because I need this discount. And I enrolled for the discount 100%. Never even thought about the business. I just wanted more leggings. That's like 100% honestly my story. So
I didn't know that. And to think that you're like every week, top seller, top seller. Never believe anybody that tells you that they are just here for the discount. Because there's many like her.
Yeah.
That is really cool. Okay.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it helps that you really have to believe in what you're doing. And there's a reason, that we're all here doing this. And like, I fell in love with the leggings and they truly did change my life. Like 100%, like running is no longer a pain in my butt. Like I hate saggy crotch. Let's be 100% honest. And I tell my customers that, like, that was my biggest pet peeve with the old leggings. And that's another tip. Be 100% honest. Like the Brilliance roll, I tell them that in my party. I'm like, don't buy Brilliance if you don't want to pull your leggings up. And the reason I started doing that is I got sick of returns. I got sick of people who just bought the Brilliance because they loved that wine brilliant color. And then I had all these returns for wine brilliance because once one party goer sees someone buy it and it's cute, they all start buying it. So I had one party with like 5 wine brilliant returns. I was like, yeah, nope. They roll, ladies. They roll.
True. Yeah. I tell people light and tights for your workouts, then shower and wear your Brilliance.
Yep. Yes. I love them for casual. And I tell them that too. Like, Brilliance and Luxe are great for casual. I personally don't work out in them. Some of my customers love them, love to work out in them. I am not that girl.
Yeah.
And my tip, the question for how to get more sales, parties. The answer is always parties. Get people into your VIP from your parties, grow your VIP. You have loyal customers in your VIP, you're running parties every week, PV. And I only run 3 parties a week. I can't really handle much more. I'm a full-time teacher. I have 2 little girls. I have a small farm. I have horses. In the summer, we have cows. And of course, in the summer, I'm off. But my kids and my husband race 4-wheelers. So we're going constantly. We even traveled this summer with COVID. We were in North Carolina. I'm from Pennsylvania, but we were in North Carolina. We were all over. So we don't sit home very often. And 3 is as much as I can handle. And when I started, I only had 1 party a week. That's all I was comfortable with. Once I got more comfortable, I went to 2. Then I started have people ghosting me. And I'm like, crap, I only have 1 party this week. So then I added that 3rd party because that's what I could handle. And now when someone ghosts me, I don't feel awful. And sometimes I have 2 people ghost me, but at least I still have 1 party to fall back on.
So, I mean, at this point, I'm pretty sure a lot of these party hostesses come from parties, right? Like you've built a customer base, but for somebody newer, and when you're newer, you're thinking, oh, I just want the discount. And then you're like, well, let me come up, like, let me let me see if I can book parties. Where did your first parties come from? Friends, work, coworkers, like.
Yeah, it was a lot of friends. I had a lot of people. Actually, I don't think I had a ton volunteer at first, but I had some people volunteer at first. But when I ran out, I gave anyone who booked with me and hit first level rewards a kettle moon tank. And I thought, okay, I didn't want to put a ton of money out there, but I was like, I have to do something to get, because I was getting no's all the time. And I was like, for one, the kettle moon's like walking advertisement. You go to the gym, oh, that's a really cute like moon tank. Like, what is that? Oh, Zaya, my friend Sierra sold it to me. So I was doing the kettle moon tank, but they had to hit rewards. And I figured that's kind of how it went hand in hand. I don't know. It's just what I did personally, and it worked for me. And I was literally giving them to like best friends, because otherwise they were like, I don't know. I'm like, oh, what if I give you a tank? And they're like, okay. So that's honestly how I got all of my parties to start. I was handing out kettle moon tanks like candy. So
And
that's just how I did it.
Our rewards are really generous, but I think they don't see it until the party's like already going. And like, I think they don't even pay attention to it that much until the party's going and they're like, oh, we have this. Oh, cool. So it's once the ball goes, like it's already rolling, like they start to pay attention more to that. But I think that's a great idea. So you think giving them a gift is, do you offer it all the time, or it's like when you have somebody on the fence and you're like, hey, by the way, I'll give you a free tank?
I have started all the time.
Okay.
So if you book a party with me, you get a free gift, and it's just a tank top, $35 or less. Sometimes I'll just order it with their not with their discounts, but with I'll do retail when I enter their party rewards, just to save me shipping. And then other times, depending on who it is, I'll just use the discount, my 25% off, and send it to them in the back office. So it just depends.
Right. Okay, that's good. That's helpful. Thank you, Sierra. I didn't know that you joined for the discount.
Oh yeah.
That's good. Fun fact about you. That's good. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. We'll be back. If you don't have to, if you can stay with us, hang up because we have questions for you. Who did I say was going next? Dana? I think so. I think you're on my second screen. Hi, Dana.
Hello.
Oh, hi. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you so much. So same questions for you. How did you find Zaya? Like where did this come from? Where did you come from? And a couple of tips for everybody, just same questions as Sierra.
Okay, so I have been with Zaya for 1.5 years, and I live in Kentucky, and I got invited to a friend's Zaya party, just like Sierra, and Zaya was not known in Kentucky, at least where I live, at all. I had no clue what it was. I live a very active lifestyle, and like all of us live in active wear, so I thought, what the heck, I'll buy a pair of leggings and a tank, and from there, I just fell in love with it and hosted my own party. Went really well, so I joined as a rep for the discount again. So never thought I could be a salesperson, because that's not something I enjoy doing. I don't even enjoy selling things for my kids' school. I don't enjoy any of that. But what you don't realize is that it's not really a sales job. It's more of building relationships with people and getting to know people and standing behind a product that you truly believe in. And so after about 6 months of just doing it for the discount, doing some parties here and there for friends, I have a big network of friends that are active, so that they would host parties with me. I had one party that just really just blew up and led to more parties. And I'm a firm believer in parties lead to parties, which lead to sales, of course. And then those people come into your VIP group, just like Sierra said, and they become loyal customers because of your customer service. So once you get them in that VIP group, you find out what they like, what they're looking for, and then as products restock, products get released, you contact them personally, let them know. And I order for a lot of my customers. I'll place orders for them, either have it shipped to them or I'll deliver it if they're local. So I think that's a a thing that, you know, not everybody does, that people really enjoy, that convenience of having it delivered to your house. I always wrap everything up in a nice pink bag or purple bag so that they, you know, they feel special. And I always follow up with my customers too to find out what, you know, if they liked it, what, you know, what they do like, what they don't like, and you know, they feel like it's more of a personal touch, because you know, people, you can buy activewear anywhere, but a lot of times it's going above and beyond to bring in that loyal customer and have that loyalty long term.
Oh, that's good. Customer service. Yep, definitely. People will go where they feel appreciated, where they feel important. It's as silly as, like, you may think that you are bothering somebody by messaging them and following up with them, but most people, Target doesn't do it, Amazon doesn't do it for them, right? But we're a human, not just an email, not just another email. So that's really cool. That's really good. Thank you for those tips. And that's funny, you guys. You too, you didn't think, okay, I don't want to sell, like, I'm not a salesperson, and here you are, one of our top sellers in 2020, every week in the top charts. That's cool. When you're enjoying what you're doing, it doesn't feel like you're selling. You're just sharing something, and if they say no, okay, you move on. But our products are so good, people have a hard time saying no, right?
Right, and that's a good point. Is the worst that can happen is they say no. I ask a lot of people to have parties with me, and most of them say no, but I get a lot of yeses too. So you have to be willing to be able to take the no's, but you know, you can't get parties unless you ask.
You say that your friends, do you also incentivize? Do you offer?
No, I really kind of promote the hostess rewards. And at the end of every party that I do, I always post what the hostess ordered with their rewards. And then people kind of relate to that, and they see, oh my gosh, you got those leggings or that tank or that bra. And they see, and I tell them what the value is and what the hostess paid. And that a lot of times is a selling point for me. But I've very rarely ever given any kind of incentive for hosting a party other than the hostess rewards.
That's good. Okay. Cool. If any of you guys watching on the Facebook group, if you guys have any questions, comment on the under the Facebook video, because I can see the here, whatever that's called, the video, the live feed. Thank you, Dana, for sharing. That's super helpful. It's, I don't know, it's like we are, sometimes maybe you're looking for like rock star people, and it doesn't necessarily mean that somebody that tells you, oh, I'm going to be your #1 top seller and this and that. And no, it's, anybody can do this. Anybody can totally come in here and rock this Zaya business. So Amy, come on, share. Oh no, wait, Amy or Michael? Michael first. You wait, Amy. Hold on. I need to go in order. Michael, hi. Hello.
Hey, how are y'all?
Good. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. I'm very disgusting because my hair is nasty, so I apologize. And I have on no makeup. I should have at least put on lipstick, because you just having on lipstick makes you look better, I think. But
You look amazing. Stop it.
I would say that, how I found Zaya. So just so y'all know, I have a very long history in direct sales. I've actually been in direct sales for 17 years. But I did not really work the business until I started selling for another company back in 2011. And then I actually found Zaya through one of my customers. She was selling Zaya, and she was a really good customer of mine, but I had never purchased from her because I was a big Lululemon girl. So I started with Zaya in April. And all that to say, though, I just want y'all, anytime you see my name in any kind of list at the top, it's because I've been around for a long time. It has nothing to do with how fast I built everything or anything like that. This is literally a business that I've been working for 10 years.
But you had a day one.
I had a day one, and it's
You
hard to
built
remember it because it was so long ago.
Yeah. So it's
Um,
not just that you didn't build, you built this puppy for 17 years. So we got to give you that credit. A lot of people would quit. A lot, and you've done really well, but I'm sure that all those 17 years you haven't been killing it. I'm sure it's been right, ups and downs and
right. So
valleys and all these
my
things.
my business that I've been with for 17 years is Mary Kay, and I have two customers. I tell people this all the time. I have two customers because, quite honestly, I couldn't care less about skincare. I don't wash my face at night. I, try to wash my hair once a week. Like, I mean, I don't care about skincare. I am passionate about clothing. Like, I love clothes, and I am passionate about meeting women and getting to know women and building relationships. So really, I will say I really started working direct sales 10 years ago in 2011. But here's the thing, when I started my business, Facebook was around, but people did not use social media for their business. Like, I try and think back and I'm like, well, Lord, what was I doing? Like, and the thing is that I actually built my business through in-home parties. So I did a lot of in-home parties. I would probably be doing a lot of in-home parties right now with Zaya if it weren't for COVID. So learning online parties, that has been a new thing for me. So the first thing I would say is that you definitely have to be coachable and teachable. I think if you ever get to a point where you think you know it all, then that's when you need to hang it up. Because the truth is you don't. And like I said, I've been in this business for a long time. I learned so much from so many other Zaya reps. And let me also just say, the fact that you all, and myself included, are with a company that has the amount of training that it has from corporate and from other reps is amazing, because you don't find that everywhere. So, but anyway, so definitely I started building a business through in-home shows, which is relationships. I started in 2011. I think it was 2015 when I actually started my Facebook group. So I had already built a business, and I feel like nowadays, so because social media is so prevalent, that so many of us come into this business, we start a group and we're like, well, my group isn't active. Like, nobody's saying anything. I don't know how to get people doing stuff on my group. And it's because you've got to build that relationship first. And your group, I was looking at something the other day that's like, people don't come to social media to be sold. They come to be entertained. So if your group doesn't have real life stuff about you and pictures of you and your family and you struggling to make it through the day or whatever it is, then you're missing out, because they're not just there to see your product. They want to see you. People purchase you first, then they purchase your product, and then they purchase your brand. So people are buying in. That's why you can try and sell to someone all day long, but then you recruit someone who's good friends with them and they're going to buy from them. And you're like, well, what the heck? I tried to sell to you for 5 years and you never bought, and now you're buying. It's because people buy from a person. So relationships are key in this business. One thing that Dana said that I was going to touch on is, if you're going to be in this for the long term and you really want this to be a business that is more than just a side gig, you have to get comfortable with no. One of the best trainings that I ever listened to was a story about how a guy his whole goal was to chase failure. And he was like, the more I chased failure, the more I succeeded. And that's what this business is. You're going to hear a whole lot of no. You're going to hear way more no's than you hear yeses. And you have to get comfortable with that. I used to tell my team, I'm like, you need to jump up and down when you get a no, because the truth is that means you're one step closer to getting a yes. And you have to get so many no's to get those yeses. And the truth is that if I don't have the parties on my calendar that I want, it's because I haven't asked. It's not because I'm getting tons of no's. It's because most of the time I'm not putting in the work. So, and truth be known, like if you want to sell a lot, it's parties, parties, parties. There's no magic formula. It's just asking. Now I am a firm believer in you can ask in a really good way, or you can, most of us, I will say, probably don't ask in the best way. A lot of us, and I train on this all the time, but a lot of us will be like, well, you should host a party. You can get free and half price stuff. That's not asking, that's telling someone. So your ask should always end with, I have January 5th or the 10th available. Which one of those works for you? So you have to be very direct, and you have to be comfortable with no. And the one thing that I would say also, I've already said a lot, but one of the other things I would say is don't give up. Most people in this business give up way too soon. They really give up before they even get started. You have to understand that this is not a business that's built overnight. It's day in, day out, doing the work, being consistent, and just not giving up. Because I tell everyone too, I'm like, this job is like this. You'll be going for a while where your Facebook people will be liking your posts and they'll be saying stuff and you're like, oh yeah, I'm killing it this week. And then the next week, like something's changed and it's like, is anyone even seeing my post? So it's a constant roller coaster, and you just have to embrace that, and you just got to hang on for the ride. So that's some of my stuff.
That's so good. I'm done here, everybody. See ya. That is so good. So good. And it's so true. We're so in alignment with that. It is not easy, but it's like you go through these ups and downs for a little while, and that little while may be longer for some of you if you've been a reserved person, if you've been introverted, very to yourself, then that may affect things a little bit, but that doesn't mean you can't change that. You can go out there and start building those relationships. There's other people that are more influential, or they come from a different background. They are liked by people in their community, their friends. Like I've seen people like, they will mop the floor with their hair for other people, but that's just from gratitude and love that they have for a person, and they'll do whatever for them. So if that person says, oh, you want to host a party, they'll be like, yes, 3 if you want to. Right? That's what we see. Great stuff. So just know that it'll happen. The journey is different for everybody. Thank you for sharing, Michael. We're gonna pause on Amy, and we're gonna go with Allison, because Allison has to go. Allison, you there? Let me find you again. Sorry, here you are. You're hello from New York, right? Yeah, you're in New York. Yeah. Hi, Allison. Thank you for waiting on us.
I knew that I was going to have to leave. My daughter's going to walk out in like 4 minutes, and she's like going to be ready to go because we have to drive 45 minutes to actually get home. So I will do, everyone here knows I talk a lot. So I'm going to try to make a lift up version of it. I can't see anybody too because I'm on my phone. So all I see is Paula. So just keep smiling.
Okay, I'm here for you, baby. Let's go.
Okay, so I found Zaya because I turned Zaya away once. I was the girl that was invited to a party by a friend and attended the party but declined to purchase because I wanted no part of it. And I'm going to be brutally honest. And I tell everyone this in my parties too, because I am brutally honest. I will tell you, just like Sierra, if something doesn't fit right, everything. Like I don't want to deal with unhappiness. So I declined to purchase, and then I was invited again by the same girl to another party with Sierra. And I was like, Jesus, this girl's persistent. So I was actually like, oh my God, whatever. I'm just going to buy something to make my friend happy at this point. I was a Lululemon lover. If I had if I was having an affair with a man, it would have been Lululemon if he was a man. My activewear wardrobe was all Lululemon. And I mean, I think they actually sent me a Christmas card a couple years in a row. But anyways, so I bought a pair of leggings. I was at a swim meet and I ordered them, and I got home from this. I ordered red too, because I've never ordered anything red in my entire life. And I got the red, oh Jesus, the sunset block chill. I remember them. And I was like, I'm going to get red. And if these work, I'm sold, because if anything red can make my dimply rear look good, I'm good. So I get home from this out of town swim meet, and my husband hands me a package, and he's like, here, this came, and it says Zaya right across it. And he's like, what is it? And I go, nothing, because we were on a spending hiatus. And he was like, what did you buy? And I go, nothing. So the next morning I come out and I have the red leggings on because I was going to work out. And he looks at me and he goes, what did you buy? Or no, he goes, what are those? And I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to get in trouble. And I said, these are leggings. And he goes, are those things that came in that bag the other day? And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, whatever they are, go buy a hell of a lot more of them because they make your butt look great. And I'm like, oh, yes. So at that point, I think I didn't pass go. I messaged Sierra and I was like, sign me up now. Let's do something. I go, I need to have a party because I wanted free stuff. I didn't want to sell. I wanted free stuff. So we had a party and Sierra got to $2,000 with my party. And I was so excited. Oh, watch your mouth. Sorry. My daughter's getting in the car and she's like, she almost fell. There's black ice here, bad. So anyways, so I signed up, had this amazing party, and I asked her, actually, she didn't even approach me. I was the easiest person to sign up as a rep. I'm like, hey, by the way, could I use that reward money to get a discount on my enrollment kit? And she's like, you sure can. And at that point I was like, okay, so I'm Paula. So I'm just like,
and a whole lot of other Paulas.
Yeah. I never. No, she knows you. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to sign up. So I signed up, but I told her, I go, I'm not selling this. We have a car dealership. I don't have time for this. I have 2 busy kids. I just want to get the discount. That's all I want. I want nothing to do with selling, Sierra. And she's like, uh-huh. Well, look at it now. And now I can't even tell you, it changed everything. If anybody ever watches my videos, I always break down when I talk about COVID because the car dealership was shut down for a month and a half and we had no income, 0, except for Zaya. Without Zaya, I don't know what we were going to do. So Zaya made us have opportunities in our life that we never were going to have because we literally could afford groceries. I was not on the books at the dealership. So we had one person's unemployment during COVID for a family of 4 that, I had bills that I had to pay. We had dealership bills we had to pay. It was scary, really, really scary. So I can't thank Zaya enough for all of that. So yeah, I was another one of those girls that, I don't want to sell. Now I want to bust my butt every week to do my best.
That it was a blessing in disguise, and who knows? You are a hard worker regardless. You probably would have done amazing things the moment you decided, you know what, I'm going to do something with this. You would have, but you were also faced with, oh my God, I need to do something and more. And you just ran with it. That momentum carries on. And that is really powerful. And one thing that this business has is that at any moment, a situation changes in your household, with your job or whatever, you can pick up momentum and speed and it right away. It doesn't matter where in your timeline or where in your journey you are. It's a matter of a decision, right? Okay, today I decide I'm going to put pedal to the metal and you can crush it. So don't think that because you're not Allison or Michael or anything that you can't do amazing things. You can say, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna book a ton of parties, and you go out there and you just start booking parties. Like, it's seriously, when you're committed to something and you have belief, it happens, right? I know that Allison is saying, like, yeah, I know you agree with me, right? Wait, I think you're muted. Hold on. Ah,
Am I
there you
muted?
are. Yeah, there you
Okay.
are.
The last thing I'm going to say before I get going is just tips are, be sure, like, you don't have to do anything fancy. You don't have to stand on your head. I mean, I do that in a video actually with some wine bottles, which I'm sure doesn't hurt anything, but you just need to be you. And if you are you and you are a genuine person, then you're going to resonate with your party guests, with your VIP. And, you know, like the last girl just said, your VIP cannot just be, oh, I'm posting new releases. Oh, I'm posting restocks. If you want to have a customer base that is supportive of you and comes to you and not to somebody else that they find that hosts a party that they happen to like, that they jumped into, because that happens. It'll happen. You have to make your VIP a place where you have like engaging posts and you do just stupid, like, how did you fold your towels? Like, do you like to tri-fold them or bifold them? I had 200 comments on that. Like, who knew women were so like, oh my God, about how they fold? Well, actually, I do know because I am one of those women. But I mean, like, super silly, like, engagement posts like that. Like, if you want to bump your algorithm up on Facebook, do one of those on Tuesday. So Wednesday, people see your new release post. But that's my tidbit. Just wanted to throw that out there. So
Thank you, Allison.
Thank
you.
go.
Thanks for being patient.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, guys. Have a safe drive back home. Thank you. Thanks. Okay, so we have two Amy's. Amy, I don't know if you, Amy, have, which are the Amy's has to rush. Oh, is there other? I don't see. I see Amy Drolet. Amy Perry, are you here? Maybe she had to leave. I don't know. Okay, Amy, you go. Wait, you go, Amy. You want me or to find you guys?
I'm still here, Amy Perrine. I don't know what my phone says though, but I'm here.
Oh,
the other still here.
You were covered with the chat box. Okay, I see you now. You moved. Hi, Amy. Thank you for being here. Yay, thank you. Share with us all your goodies.
Okay, so I'm kind of starstruck when it comes to this kind of stuff because I'm always like, well, what do they want to hear from me? Like, I feel like I just kind of do what everybody else does. Like,
how do you sell all this stuff?
I'm glad Michael was a little bit before me, and she talked about how she had been in direct sales for 15 plus years, and that's kind of how she's built her business, because I couldn't be the complete more opposite of her. So I started Zaya, and I got invited to a party. I didn't buy anything. I'm extremely frugal. Still to this day, like, I'm so frugal. I don't like to spend money. I'm like, would live in a tiny little box along the street if it wasn't because of my husband. So I didn't buy anything, but I knew right then that I wanted to sell this. Like, I knew this was something that would be big where we were at. So I signed up as a rep, and I started booking parties right away. I didn't even have my rep kit. I never even tried on a Zaya item, and I was booking parties. I was just, people were saying like, oh, wait till you get this and set this up. And I was like, hey, if people want to have parties, I'll do it. I used the marketing group. I got on there from day one, and anything I didn't know, which was everything, because I didn't even have a Zaya item in my closet. And that group literally carried me. I mean, they carried me for the first probably 3 months of my Zaya career. I would say probably my first 6 months, there was normally, like, in my first 6 months, I think I was averaging like $20,000 in sales a month. So to hear people say, it's taking them, 4, 5, 6 years, or when I sign reps on and they're like, oh, one day I'll be successful like you. honestly, some of my best months were at the beginning of my career, like at the beginning of my Zaya. So I don't think it takes time. Like, I think it just takes, I don't think it takes days. It just takes like quality time. I'm busy.
I don't know if you agree with me on this, Amy, but it's a decision. I think
Yeah.
it's a decision. You decide that you're going to crush it from the get-go and you just go nuts. You talk to everybody and their mother, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's 100%. So I'm a 100% kind of person. I say no 90% of the time to people. I'm like, nope, nope, nope. Because I know that if I can't just go out 100%, I'm not going to do it. Like, that's just how I am. So when people saw me as the personality that I have, and they were like, whoa, one, Amy's so frugal. Like, why is she selling this active line? And two, this isn't like Amy, this isn't like her to do something. So they kind of jumped on board with me quickly because they knew that I was honest. They trusted me. Still to this day, I'm such a hot mess. Like, I don't like, I see everybody come on here and like have their amazing things. And I'm like, oh my gosh, one day. But I work full time. My husband works full time. I mean, it's
3 kids, right?
I do. 3 boys. Yeah, 3 boys. And my husband works 24-hour shifts. So there's days I'm home with my kids 24 hours at a time by myself. I just think it's quality over quantity. Like, you don't need to be spending a ton of time, but it's just a matter of like how you're going to spend your time, and, doing it in a good quality way seems to work out great.
Right. So do you still do a lot of parties? Do you focus more on repeat customers, those relationships that you have? Because if you're selling 20,000 a month, that's a lot of people that you already have in your customer base. They keep coming back, right? Like,
absolutely. So now that I've signed on, I've got a team of almost 100 people now. And I didn't start I didn't start marketing reps until about 4 months in, because I'm like an all-in person. So I'm not going to like start recruiting something that I'm not 100% like figuring everything out. Like, I want, when people sign on, I want to be able to give them all the answers they need. So I waited 3 or 4 months before I even started mentioning, building my team. And I regret it now, because I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I not start that day one? Like, there were, but anyways, yes, I still book parties. Unlike other people who say like, I only do so many parties a week, or I only do so many, if somebody messages me and says, hey, I'm interested in booking a party, great, give me your email address and I'll set it up tomorrow. Like, I don't care how busy I am, I set it up that next day. I also use Post My Party app. So they do my party for me. I just kind of a click of a button, and then I can supplement however I want. But I never hold parties off, because I don't want to get ghosted, or, I'm not very good with having things in my mind queue, is what I say. So I do it right then and there. If I'm kind of running idle and I don't have any parties, or like, I'm kind of like, man, what's going on? I'll actually go through my order history, and just in my back office, and I'll just scroll through my order history, and I'll just maybe find a couple names that just maybe stand out. And then I'll message them and just ask them about like if they got their legging, and it could have been like 6 months ago. And I will just message them and be like, hey, I'm just kind of doing follow-ups. How's everything? And then offer the party there. And most of the time, I've actually been starting to do that with my reps, because I feel like that I've been trying to reach out to different states, like I feel like that, I've got a good group of girls around the area. So I've been reaching out to people farther away, and I've been doing that just through my order history. I just scroll through my order history and just find names that pop out at me.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you can say, hey, I'm looking to build my business over there in Florida, over there in Ohio, over there here. That's great. It's like an excuse to reach out. That's really good. So Amy, I remember one training that you did on our team impact group in the beginning. And I remember when you said that you delete messages, that you like take things, and I'm not kidding you, since I watched your training, I'm like, I need to be like every time I'm deleting messages, I'm like, I need to be like Amy, because I hoard messages. I'm like, what if I need to go back and check the conversation? What if I forget? But I'm like, I need to be more like Amy. I remember that. That's really good.
rep tonight, she signed on, and we had been talking via text message, and she signed on as the rep tonight. And I was like, hey, do you mind if we switch this over to Facebook Messenger? I was like, I know it sounds crazy. I'm like, but I have to keep all of my Zaya stuff in my Facebook Messenger. And I was like, because for Facebook Messenger, you can archive it. Like if you swipe and then you hit archive, it just takes it away, but doesn't delete it. So then if I ever go back to, if I ever like search that message again, it'll still pop up. It's not deleted. It's just
Would have
not
a
like
hack with my phone.
yeah,
So I won't
yeah.
show you.
That's literally like a game changer for me. The only things that are in my the only messages I can see in my Facebook Messenger are things that are like somebody who's thought about being a rep, or somebody who's mentioned a party, or somebody who's waiting for an exchange. So if I have any downtime, I just scroll through my messages and kind of, it's kind of like my to-do list. You know, all those people, I have something to do for them.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's so good. Okay. Amy, thank you so much. That's super helpful, you guys. Sometimes you guys are asking like tips for getting organized. How do you, I want to hear somebody, and maybe Amy, you can share with us, our other Amy, on Jen. I know Jen is on the call too, on balance, which I almost wanted to say, keep dreaming, because there's no balance, right? But there are some tips, right? Some things that we do to keep our sanity some days, right? Yeah, I'm sure you guys do. Amy, thank you so much. You're awesome. Thank you. I know it's bedtime, dinner time, so know that I really value you guys being here. Amy, you go, girlfriend.
Okay. So I'm supposed to say how I found Zaya. How I found Zaya, honestly, is actually through Michael. I mean, I had heard of the brand, the gym I work at. There was another rep who actually taught classes, and I had actually done joint events with her. I, like Michael, came from a different direct sales company, and we had actually done joint events together with mutual friends. But to be honest, I had never even walked over to the rack. I had never touched the clothes. So I had heard of it, but never really had any experience with it. One of my very best friends actually wore it from this girl quite often, but like I said, I just never dove in. And kind of like the other Amy was saying, I am pretty frugal, not really by choice, but I live with a financial planner who thinks Dave Ramsey is God. And so therefore we live on a crazy budget, and I don't have like a whole lot of just spending. So anyways, I was not super familiar with the brand, but I kind of like Michael was saying earlier, the people buy you first. So when she bought into this and then Sadie came on with her, I was like, they can't work without me. And so I wanted to go and see the stuff. She believed in it. She believed in the plan. And Michael and Sadie and I all used to work together very closely. And I knew if she had done her research, because Michael and I are very different in the fact that she's going to research everything. She's going to make spreadsheets. She's going to have all the reasons to why do something. So she believed in it. And I just said, okay, I'm coming. I'm going to do it with you. And so that's kind of how I landed here, which is really not probably the smartest way to land somewhere, but it's how I ended up here. What else did you want me to talk about? Balance?
I mean, she's a mom of four girls. I mean, I don't know. How do you budget and how do you keep balance? Like, I don't know.
Okay, so balance is kind of laughable because it's probably one of my weakest points. I do have 4 girls. I have 2 sets of twins. They are 8, and the big 2 just turned 10 on Christmas Eve. So we have a pretty crazy busy life in general. I also am a little bit of a workhorse. I almost am obsessive a little bit. So balance is, I'm looking at Michael. Balance is something that I am not good with, if I'm being completely honest. It is, when I started this, I said I was going to have a lot more balance in my life. And it kind of started there. And I feel like I've spiraled a little bit back into not balancing things and staying up half the night and, you know, having an office full of junk everywhere and all the things. But one thing that I know is super important in balance is, one, consistency, having a plan. I mean, I am super intentional on my Facebook page. One thing I typically would be very good with would be my calendar and my schedule. I do feel like with COVID that's kind of out of whack. but like Michael was saying, we kind of built our businesses in the past on in-home parties. And now this is really not about balance, but that is really, to me, the easiest way to build something, to connect with people. I think that to grow this business, it is built on relationships. And I love what Michael always says about that they're going to buy you first. And that to me is like the truest statement on the planet. I mean, if you get on Michael's Facebook page, if you get on mine, if you get on Sadie's, like, they're all real. I mean, I literally did a live video yesterday about the new release. As I was driving through the window of McDonald's, I told everybody to hang on, and I ordered for my kids and came back to them. And then I had a kid screaming, "You forgot my ranch!" Literally went through the drive-through with them on my Facebook. It's just, I feel like my customer base feels like they know me, they know my family, even if I've never met them face to face, because it is just, it's real life. I mean, I typically am sweaty from the gym. Keeping it real, I think, is just hugely important. I mean, I've even had customers who told me before, "I love that you are real. I love that I can come over here and I don't feel like I have to be all fixed up, and I can come try and close, and we're just going to have a normal conversation." So I do think that's hugely important. I mean, the fact that someone said something about the rock stars, I was literally looking around, like you were talking about, that we are normal people. I was looking around and like, I have 2 kids painting their nails at 8 o'clock. I'm texting my husband, like, "Can you please put the little girls to bed? They're painting their nails. Like, why are they up?" One of them came in here with nail polish on her new joggers. She's like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "Go, can I please just do this?" It's just normal life. And I do think that is
a rock star right there, you, Amy, right?
no, I'm a complete Looney Tune is what it is. But I don't know, I kind of just rambled, but I do think being very real and very transparent with your customers is important. And as far as balance with my customers, I don't have any. They text me at midnight and I respond because I'm up. So I do not have good like boundaries in those areas. But I also think if you don't do anything in this business, if you serve your customers well, they will come back and they will refer you and they will host parties for you. I think it was someone, I don't remember who said it, but someone said I do most of my customers' orders. I'm the same way. I input probably 90% of my customers' orders. They text me all the time, "Hey, I want those leggings in a size 6'8". Well, I've got their contact info and they literally PayPal or Venmo me. Most of the time I ship it to them. I try not to ship as much to my house unless I have to, but I've also had many customers comment that they love that because it's easy. I mean, how many times do you get on to order something from a website and, you're like, "Oh crap, I don't have my credit card," or, "Oh, they won't take PayPal, I'm not doing it," and just set it aside. So that is, to me, a big source of customer service as well.
That's so good. And I would say being next month is going to be my 3-year anniversary. Like, I've also been in this industry for a lot of years. And just like many of them have said, they've been years. It's you get seasons where you take a few days off and you're okay, like you're thinking. But when you are pushing for a goal, like if you want to go to Mexico in the summer, this is not the season for balance.
Right.
Get organized, be productive, be intentional about what you want to do, but just know that this 90 days is it's less than 90 now, but this 80 days, it's push. Like paper plates, talk to your family, ask them to help you if you are working towards earning the trip. Talk to your family about picking the slack up for you. Like, hey, like today I asked my kids, "Okay, you guys clean out the kitchen. I have a team meeting." They know I don't want to go to the kitchen when I'm done and the kitchen is a mess, because I will be the lunatic in this house. You know what I mean? But it's, my kids are older. When I started, there were 1 and 2. So also know where you're at and see how you can work with those in your house so that they also don't feel neglected. And that's where that imbalance, I think we get concerned about balance when we feel like we are not giving our 100% to everybody that needs us. So something that I learned, and I think the one that originally said it was Oprah, she told me this. No, I'm kidding. I heard it from somebody. Be where your feet are. So if you are having dinner, be having dinner. If you are doing new releases, do the new releases, get it done. Don't just sit there for 4 hours and like, oh, it's new releases, and you're just scrolling and you're not doing anything with it. Like, be where your feet are. If it's Saturday and it's family time, make it family time. Hey guys, if you need me, here's the link. If you want to shop, here it is. It's family time for me. I'll be back and I'll check messages later tonight. Unplug and then honor those people that you are telling them that you're going to be with them. That helps. It is tricky. I've failed many times at it, but that's when I feel that I'm balanced, when I don't feel guilty about all these things that I should be doing and you know, and slacking in other areas. So Amy, thank you so much.
One more thing.
Yeah.
One more thing that I think has been a huge part of my success here, and I think it's a huge part of a lot of people's success, is camaraderie. And if you don't have an upline that is actively working the business and that is actively supporting you, find someone in the business, whether it's an upline or if it's just someone like level side with your team. But you know, one thing Michael, Sadie, and I have always been, we called them pacing partners in the past, but like, we talk all the time. Hey, what's working for you? Or what are you doing this week? Or how are you doing things? I mean, we talk every day, all day. And I think having that constant camaraderie is just it's super helpful. I think it holds you accountable. It, you know, kind of reminds you of what you need to be doing, but it also gives you fresh new ideas. And I just think having someone who's in it with you, who's kind of in the similar place that you are, is just a super helpful thing when you're trying to grow a business.
That's true. That's true. That connection. Oh, that's why we started doing the working Zooms. Obviously not everybody. I get distracted a little bit when I'm with people. It takes me a while to focus, but the working Zooms are helping a lot because sometimes they're like, I'm just gonna go do laundry. But if you're free at 9 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow, Friday, we have them. You get to do something and you're not alone. And we chat, we laugh, we take, you know, a sip of coffee, whatever. If you ever want to join, it's just like, and that's where you may find your pacing partner in one of those Zooms. And after that, you connect and you're like, oh, hey partner, oh, we met one day on a working Zoom, things like that. That's how those bonds start happening. Since we can't get together in person, we thought this would be a good idea. Amy, thank you for sharing. And I know Jen is here and Sadie, you're here. I got so excited when I saw you. Do any of you guys have to go? Does any of you guys want to go first?
I have to go soon, so.
Hi, Jen. Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. This might be a gong show because they're awake and I have to put them to sleep. So I'll try.
Mommy,
say hi.
Share with us. Hi. Okay, bye.
So, yeah.
Hi, okay, how did you find Zaya, Jen?
Okay, so I actually won a gift certificate to Amanda's shop. She had, no, you guys gotta be quiet, please. She had a squat challenge on and I won like a $50 gift certificate. So I was just like, oh, okay, well, I guess I have to use this now. And so I don't know, I'm like always the one who's always up for a challenge. So when they were like squat challenge, I was like, yeah, bring it.
Were you guys friends before or did you randomly?
No, I didn't. We live in the same small town. I've never met her, never ran into her, didn't know her, nothing. I was invited to her group by like a mutual friend of ours.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And I did the squat thing every day and posted that I did it. And so I ended up winning a $50 gift card. So I was like, well, and I had a 2-month-old, I think he was 2 months old at the time. The littlest one, he's sleeping right now. So I had a 2-month-old and I wasn't really like, I still had baby weight on and I was like, oh, I don't really want to buy anything. So I was like, I'm going to buy a pair of joggers, comfy joggers for at home. So I bought the Unwind joggers and I'm like, oh, these aren't so bad. So then I was like, well, I bought a pair of Light and Tights and I was like, dang it.
So I'm like, okay, I just need the discount. I was like, I have 3 kids at home. I'm pretty much a single mom, like 90% of the time. My husband works out of town. He's never home. I have 3 kids under 4. I was like, I'm not selling anything. Like, I just want to buy some new clothes. I just had 3 babies in 3 years. Like, I need some new clothes and got to get back in shape, lose the baby weight. And so I was just like, I just want the discount. Like, it wasn't even a, yeah.
Discount.
Yeah.
I'm sure we are. She's one of Canada's top. I mean, she's Canada's top seller. But it's just impressive how starting from I don't want to do anything, I'm not going to do anything, and then like, oh, you know what? Let's do it. And it's that excitement that it's contagious.
Yeah, it just like I noticed so many people. I signed up last December, so it's just been a year now. And I kind of didn't really do much with it in December because I was like, well, I just want to buy some clothes. Like I think I signed up December 2nd or 3rd. They had the deal on to sign up in December. So I took the deal to sign up. And then I didn't really do much with it December because I was like, well, I just want to buy some clothes. And so I sold to a few like friends and family and stuff. And then all of a sudden January hits and 3 people wanted to party the first week of January. I was like, people really like this stuff. Like I should probably sell this, like actively sell this.
So where do all these sales come from? Parties?
And our names.
You like parties?
Yes. Yes, they know. They know there's a baby. I don't even really have that big of a VIP group. I guess I try to do as many parties as I can a week. This month's a little bit slower. Like I only have 1 party a week this month, but I usually try for 2 or more every week for parties. I do a lot in my VIP group, like giveaways and things like that to try to get more sales. Chet, please.
You are very consistent in your group.
Yeah.
That is one thing I know. I mean, some of their groups, magically, I've made it into their groups. I don't know. And one thing I will say, it's consistency. Nobody has said the word consistency, I think, today, but I'm going to throw it out there. Consistency. Every single day, showing up on people's faces. Like, remember that people wake up and this is the first thing we do, right? We do it, right? Yeah, all of us? No, maybe a lot of us. That's people on the other side too. That's the first thing they're checking. So the consistency, showing up. When they decide that they want something, they immediately think of you, right? Jen, you are very consistent, and Jen, you were one of the winners of the Peloton bike, right?
Yes. Yeah, that was crazy.
So cool. And you also, I think the fact that you've shared your journey, like losing weight and getting in, again, back in shape after the baby, like all that, it's inspiring. You're showing the ups and downs, not just of your business and just the clothes, but how you're taking the clothes on the ride, basically. So that is. What else?
I think that's a big thing too, because a lot of people see like I don't get a break from my kids like ever. I am with 3 kids under 4 like at all times. So like my life is kind of chaotic. It's a hot mess. Like I go live. I don't even think I've worn makeup in 4 years. I don't remember the last time I washed my hair. Like I don't have time for any of that. So I'm usually live, like showing them like this is my life. I'm selling leggings while I'm down on the floor playing with my kids. Like it's real life. You can do this. Like you can, and I'll just be like, oh, look, I'm wearing my new leggings, like playing on the floor with the kids. And I think people are just like, this is real. This is like, I'm never put together. I'm not sugarcoating anything. Like it's just real life. This is my hot mess. And I think people just, I don't know, they connect with that, I guess, or.
Yeah, for sure. People like to see that.
Yeah.
Like the real, TV shows. People stories, all that stuff. People like to see that. So be more of who you are. don't wait until the perfect moment or the perfect makeup, the perfect hair day, because I don't know, those are rare around here. I don't know for you guys, but here it's crazy. Thank you, Jen. I know it's crazy. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes, no problem.
Thank you so much. Sadie, hi. You look so pretty.
Hello.
Cute. Hi. How are you? Thank you for being here with us. We are almost done. Thank you for waiting till the end. Yay.
Oh, this is like way out of my comfort zone. I've been texting Amy and Michael, and I'm like shaking.
No pressure. We're all friends. Look at us.
So I joined Zaya, I think April 29th of 2020. So and again, I have been doing direct sales, not as long as Michael has, but I guess since 2017. So 4 years. And I was trying to think of something to tell y'all. People ask me all the time, and I literally freeze when people ask me because I'm like, I don't know. I just do it naturally, and I don't even think about it. So, of course, parties is, how I run my business. I would say 20 parties a month minimum for me. Like, that's my goal. If I don't get 20 parties, then I'm not happy. And so 20 parties. I'm actually trying something new this month. And it was Michael's idea. So I'm actually putting all of my hostesses in one group each week because quite frankly, I cannot go live in 5 different groups 5 different times. That's just I wasn't doing it. And so I was doing it and it was just too much. So I've started something this week and I've went live once already. So I think I have 5 hostesses in one group. There's like 75 people in the group right now. And so that has just has taken a lot off of me so that I can go live in one group. I'm using a Linktree app. So when they click on it, they go to their friend's link. So that's not confusing.
Oh, that's a good idea.
This is all Michael's idea, but I'm just rolling with it because I wanted something. I wanted to try something different and new for the new year to see how. And if it don't work, I'll go back to my 5 different groups each week.
No, that's really good. Yeah. So what are you calling it? Mega party? Or
So this one I called it. Let me pull it up. I just had it. It's called Activewear Bash New Year, New Gear. Just something random.
Really cool.
And I actually do my groups or my group names. I don't know if y'all have seen like the font changers, but I do it in like a cute font. So it kind of stands out. I don't do it in like the normal. So if it's an app called, there's all kinds, font changer, and most of them are free, but I just use like the cute little font just so it kind of makes it stand out from other Facebook groups.
Oh,
So,
I know that. Do you have one there? Can you show? I don't know what you're talking about. The font for the titles? Can you change?
Yeah. So I'll just pull up a random. So I don't know if y'all can even see this, but this is an old Facebook group. Do you see it, how it's kind of different?
Oh, I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah. And so I just kind of changed it up, just whatever I'm feeling that week. So of course, parties and follow-up from the parties. And I'll be honest, follow-ups make me very nervous because I'm afraid if I reach out, what if this customer hated their product and wants to return it? So like that's always my fear. Like I'm like shaking. But honestly, that is how I book more parties is from those messages because 95% of the people come back and say they love the product. And so I'm like, hey, how about you host your own party? And I tell them a week. So I do my party Sunday, usually Sunday to Sunday, and I'll give them a date and they can choose, what works for them. So I think follow-up is key. Looking at my notes here. And in your Facebook groups, if you don't have a Facebook group, you definitely need one. And this is where I'm constantly posting. I'm not always posting about Zaya. I think you don't need to post 24/7 about Zaya. So like today, a funny story, actually on Facebook this week, I saw someone post about leopard print toilet paper at TJ Maxx. Has anyone else seen the post floating around Facebook? So I'm like, well, I'm like leopard print obsessed. So I'm like, there's leopard print toilet paper. And so I went on the hunt today and I found it. And so I had posted the picture in my group like 3 days ago, and there were like 40 comments. People were like, oh my gosh, I want some. So I found it today. And so I just made this cute, not cute, but I just went back and I was like, look what I found. And so I just posted this. So I just think posting stuff besides Zaya in your Facebook groups is very important. Just be real, like they want to see who you are. So that's, I think someone else has already shared that, but that I feel like that's very important. Don't always just, post and think someone's going to buy. Like they want to get to know you, and that's really how you're going to connect with your customers. And another thing that no one has talked about is a restock list. So at the beginning of each month, I go on the website, and sometimes some team members will do it, we'll do it together. But I go on the website and I will take all of the images that have the restock sticker for that month. So like the other day, like at midnight, I was going through looking for January restocks. And so I will take all of those pictures, save them to my computer, and then I will put them in my group, and I'll kind of show you what I post. And I actually have it pinned. So I'll take all of the pictures. I don't know if y'all can see this, but I kind of just say, hey, this is what's coming in January.
Good. Okay.
And that's how I build my restock list. And I will say that.
So do they just comment, or do you have like a link to
they comment on the photo? I ask them to comment on the photo that they want to be on my restock list for.
So one thing that I know is restocking soon is the cardigans.
Yeah. So hello, I wore it today. I took my picture again. Things that are restocking, that's what I plan my stuff to wear. Like that's what I plan my outfits around. So I wore this today. I posted my picture. I'm like, listen, if y'all want this when it comes back, you have to let me know because it's going to sell out. And again, I'm like Amy Jolie said, I put in 90% of my customers' orders. A lot of people will think I'm crazy. I think I even talked to Allison about this a while back. She was like, you put in your customers' orders? I'm like, yeah, do you not do that? And she was like, no. So I think that's just different. But I do my customers' orders because again, I just like to make it easy for them.
So you just ship it to them, or
yeah, to them.
Right to them. Okay.
And I have a lot of people, like I have their credit, like they trust me enough. I have their credit card information, or they can PayPal or Venmo me, just whatever they prefer.
Do you have, Sadie, since we have you here, so how do you keep track of all these things? Like, do you have a notebook? I don't know if any of you want to know that, but I do.
I used to do a notebook until.
This is me, okay? This is my life. I have a drawer, but I know where they are. Like, I know my pile of notepads are right here, and that information is right there. Like, it's
Yeah. So I actually didn't know about this app. So before I was doing Notepad, like when I started Zaya, and that's when we had no bras in stock in May. Like literally when a bomber bra restocked, I had like 20 people who wanted it. So I had like this Notepad going. And Michael, she was like, why are you using like a spreadsheet? And I'm like, I don't even know how to work a spreadsheet. Okay. I'm not. And she was like, it's the numbers app on your phone. So do y'all know what the numbers app is on your phone? I had no idea this was like Apple's version of like an Excel, I guess you would say. Yeah. So I just have that going on my numbers app. I'll kind of pull it up. So this is for the boyfriend cardigan. So I just have names and the sizes. So that's how I keep up with it. And I know Amy Jolie, she uses a notepad. Where's your notepad? It goes everywhere with her.
More of a notepad, yeah, like a yellow notepad.
So I really like
I'll be like, I know where it is. I know where it is.
So I really like the Numbers app, and it will, if you have a Mac computer, it will sync to your computer as well. What else?
Is this helpful, you guys? Yes, yes. Like, give them some love. Like, come on. It's what some of them were like really nervous to be here because it's intimidating to be in front of so many people, right? Yeah, I know. They're doing so good. You guys, this is so good, so helpful. It's helping me.
So I would say if you haven't done your restock or your January restocks, go to the website tonight, take all your photos that say they're restocking this month, and just post it in your group and say, hey, this is what's coming. If you want me to grab it for you when it restocks, let me know. And I freaked out on Friday when the cranberry hoodie restocked because it wasn't supposed to restock until March. And I was like,
welcome to Zaya.
I was driving back home from Georgia and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have a restock list for this. So I was like freaking out. So, I mean, you can even do things, that are restocking in February or March because they could come back sooner, just like that did. So that taught me a lesson that I should have posted the cranberry hoodie in my post when I did this. That's about it. I feel like, I don't know.
And now I'm here thinking, where did I put, does it happen to you, like you put far, far away something that it's not available, and then all of a sudden like, oh my God, it's been 4 months already, it's gonna restock.
Yeah.
Where is my
one more thing that I do. So like, let's say like, I'm trying to think of something. So like, say like the Black Boyfriend hoodie, or no, let's say it doesn't matter what it is. So like if something like today, the Oh So Soft hoodie restocked in black. So I went through my email. I don't know if y'all know you can do this, but you can search the name of the item. So I went through and I typed in Oh So Soft hoodie, and it came up who has bought that in the past. So the people who had bought the green one that I knew who loved it, I tagged them on my restock post and said, hey, I know y'all love the olive one. If you want the black one, it restocked today. So I do that, pretty frequently. And like what else was it? I'm trying to think.
Like the drawstring leggings that came out today.
I think
the blue ones, you can always go back and say, hey, the blue, and in your VIP group, like let's say metallics, right? Like you post about metallics, and then when they restock, you go and search metallic, and you just go and bump up all those posts, or you see somebody that says, oh, my size sold out or whatever, you can say, hey, it just restocked, you want it? I got it. And if you choose to order for them, say, hey, this is my Venmo me, I'll place the order for you.
Yes. And one more thing. So like I said, I don't always post about Zaya in my group. I also share other products that I love. So like there are these sweatshirts, and I know we sell sweatshirts, but again, I know a lot of people like me, or not like me, but sometimes they like cheaper things. So like Amazon has this awesome sweatshirt tunic that covers your butt, and it's like, I have like 5 colors. So I posted it with my red metallics. I'm like, y'all need to go buy this black sweatshirt on Amazon. It's only $20. So like, I'm sharing other things too. And I'm trying to think what else. Like it can be your makeup. Like I've done lives doing my makeup, doing my hair, just whatever. Like just don't make it about Zaya. Just make it, make them get to know you and just show them who you are and just share your life with them. So I just feel like you will connect more with people doing that.
That's right. And to answer what to share, if you guys have anything to contribute to Jamie and Jill's comments, it's unless they try it, they may not say, oh, I see the difference. But things that help could be sharing the quality of the products, like reviews of what other people think. And there's lots of them in the marketing group. When reps comment, oh my God, I didn't know I was gonna love this. And I like, you can take a quick screenshot, maybe even cover the face of the person if you want, but show proof, like show evidence aside from your own experience. And if you bought, maybe if everybody in your circle is buying Old Navy and you think you have a point, run to Old Navy, get a pair of those leggings, try them on, show them a comparison. It is way more powerful if it's you on your butt in the Old Navy and the Zaya leggings than just like saying, oh, Zaya is better. They be passionate about them feeling like $1 million in the Zaya leggings. That's what we do. We help a lot of people feel more confident, more motivated to exercise, to get up, to get moving. It's, you know, show that, share what it does. And that's when you get people. And other people are like, I don't care. I look good in them. I don't care what they're made of. It doesn't matter, right? Like we have all different kinds of people. So don't just focus on what on what it is, but also what it does. And it could be physical and it could be just psychological. Like people feel better wearing Zaya. Share those positives and things like that. So for some people also, it's important that, for example, that the fact that some of the clothes are made out of recycled water bottles, and that may be the reason why they buy. They don't care about the price. They don't care about the colors. They don't care about anything, pockets. They are made of recycled water bottles. I'm gonna support that company because they're passionate about that cause. So talk about that too. A lot of those promotional images and things are in the Zaya family Instagram page. Okay, question for ordering for customers. Do you wait until they send the Venmo before ordering, or do you order anyway and trust them? If you order on your card, and yeah, so more of those details. What do you guys?
So if I know the person, then I'll go ahead and place the order. Now, if I don't know them, well, most people going through a party do it themselves. Like they go on and order, just in my experience. But like these people that I'm doing it for, I know them. They are repeat customers, so I don't necessarily worry about them not paying me or something. So really, the ones that I'm placing orders for are repeat customers that I trust and that I know they'll pay me, or I'll hunt them down.
I would say this too, and I was actually talking to one of my downlines this week because she was asking me a lot about that, and I told her that, you know, I would never advise someone who is new or very young, like Sadie was saying, to take PayPal, Venmo, and do orders before you have that money. I mean, you have no way to protect yourself in that case. But I do say, Miss Sadie, I order and I will pay for people who are very repeat customers. But one thing I learned in my first year was that I didn't keep good records of who I had paid for. I just trusted that I sent them their PayPal link and that they would pay it. And I'm pretty sure I probably gave away a whole lot of free clothes in my first year because I wasn't keeping up with it. So I do think if it's something you're going to do, you have to know yourself and know if you're going to be responsible enough to take that money in, make sure you got paid, and then turn around and pay off your credit card and not turn around and pay, spend that PayPal money, because it's kind of like play money if you're not careful. So that's one of those things, like I would say be cautious about that. I mean, it's probably how I run most of my business. We actually have a separate card that is, it's a Hilton Honors card. We don't ever pay for hotels because I put such a high volume on that credit card from just my business stuff. So it does have great benefits, but I'm also super anal to make sure that the money goes in the PayPal and then the PayPal is deposited in the bank to pay the credit card. But my method, and this will send Michael off to crazy town. If you're highlighted green, that means you've paid me. Isn't that beautiful?
That's your spreadsheet. I love it.
And then back to returns. So if somebody wants to return something that you ordered with your card, I don't think I've had to deal with that yet, but I think you can go in when you do the return and put in their card information. But also, another thing that I do as a rep is if somebody wants to do a return, I try to sell it in my group before they return it, because I hate returns. I think we all hate returns. So that's just something I do personally. But I think you can go in and put in their card information if they need to do a return.
Yeah, you choose where you want that to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if it's a gift card, I believe, well, for the most part, I think if you talk to the person, have a human conversation with that person. Like, hey, okay, you're returning. I gave you a gift card, $10. Like, hey, you're gonna get the money back, but I gave you $10 for it. Like I had somebody who ordered the lilac set and I didn't have it. And when she said I'm gonna return it and she's my size, I sent her the label. I got it from her and I purchased from her, but I discounted like the shipping part. And she understood. I said, you know what, I'll take it. If it goes back to corporate, they're gonna take out $2 per piece. I said, oh, cool, I don't have it. And then she ended up buying something else. So that's it. But it was because I didn't have it. But for the most part, I do the same. I try not to send anything to corporate because I don't like the negative numbers.
I'll chime in on the returns. So I'm in bed now, so it's dark. So don't mind me. But I do a lot of ordering for my people as well. And when I do returns, I put it back to my card that I paid for. Like I have a Zaya card, like a Zaya checking account. And I put it back on my card. So I don't ever ask for their card information. And then when we're talking like via Facebook Messenger, I just either ask them if they just want to keep the credit, and then I'll just buy whatever with their credit, or I'll Venmo it back to them. I just kind of keep everything like through the Venmo or through the local messenger. You can put their credit card in. I just don't. Just let me do all of that work, and then no transactions have to come in and out of their bank other than their Venmo.
That's good too. Yep. And it helps you track. I would highly suggest, guys, it's January. If you have business goals, even if you're just buying for yourself, I don't think it would be on this call anyway. So I'm going to assume that you all, whether it's a little bit of a lot you want to sell and make some profit, get a separate business card. Unless you have another business and you do all business things there, don't mix it up with your shopping for groceries. Don't mix it up with your, like it's going to be a mess when you go to do your taxes. Even if you have somebody do your taxes for you, it's going to be a mess for them. It's going to be time consuming for you. There goes the balance out the window. Organize yourself. If you haven't watched the taxes call that we had, the recording is on the team page. It's helpful. It doesn't mean that you have to follow everything. Your accountant may have different, but it will give you an idea of what to do, because all these things need to be tracked. Like if you are purchasing for somebody else, and all those are it's money coming in, money going out, right? Like those are things that you have to track. It's part of the business. So don't think like, oh, this is terrible. No, it's just part of the business. But be organized so you don't become a hot mess. And for you ladies, so you don't have issues with your spouse later on. Money causes problems if money is not organized. I'm speaking from experience. Okay, I'm telling you. So, and if you need help, always you can meet, there's people with a lot more experience that can obviously guide you and give us more tips. So, you guys, this has been so helpful, right? Everybody, thank you so stinking much. You are rock stars. You guys are amazing. Go on. January is amazing. New releases tomorrow. I don't even know what's happening. Do we have any update? Do we have any sneak peeks? Sometimes I get off of calls and I'm like, what is all this? When did this happen? So if you see any sneak peeks or anything, share it. I want to go to TJ Maxx to find that toilet paper. And I'm not even a leopard print, but I'm like, wait, what? And to explore the site to see what's restocking. I'm not a restock list person, but that is one thing that I'm going to implement starting tonight. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all your tips. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you so much. Camo joggers. Yes, I saw that. Yay. Bye, guys. Thank you. Good night. Rock.